Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the We Talk Football. I'm very pleased to announce that today joining us is professional footballer Christian Nadé. Christian, how are you, mate?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you so much for coming on. It's honestly a pleasure.
You're welcome. Welcome. It's my pleasure.
So, for those people who don't know, who are you and what do you do?
I'm a next football professional player.
Obviously, you grew up in France. What was that sort of experience like for you, and how did you sort of want to do football?
Well, I grew up with my dad being a coach. My brother was already a football player. Well, he was in the academy, so I think that was just the logic route for me. I love football. My dad was all about football, so as soon as I could put my boots on, I was playing.
Yeah, so obviously you played with Troyes, and you also managed to get a under 21 call up for France. What was that sort of like for you?
It was amazing. It was amazing. I never thought that I would be called up for the French national team. So when they called me, and then it was just an honor. The only thing is I've been called up on the same time for the Ivorian national team as well. So I had to make a choice, and to be honest, my heart wanted to go with Ivory Coast, but the club I was playing for at the time told me that I had to go with French national team because at the time no player from the club went for the play for the French national team, so they told me that I had to go there. So that's why I went.
Yeah, and obviously after you spent a couple of years at France, you got that move to Sheffield United down in England. How was that for you, sort of moving country and having to learn the language and try and fit in?
It was hard. It was hard. Everything was different. The food was different. The weather was different. The language. So I needed to adapt, which took me not long, to be honest. Couple months. My best friend came. I asked my best friend to come and live with me, which he did. So it made little bit. It was a little bit easier for me to have a familiar face with me. But it's the everything was different. The atmosphere was different. The football was different.
Yeah.
So I needed to adjust, and I managed to.
So obviously at Sheffield United, I've got to ask, how was it being managed under Neil Warnock?
He's the best things ever. He's the nicest coach I ever worked with. He's a human guy. He knows he don't treat every player the same way. He knows your weakness. He know where you're strong, and he know how to talk to you, and that makes a very very different make a big difference. Not every player like to be shout out. Not every player like to be loved. So he deal the with certain way with different players, and that's why I loved about him.
Yeah, obviously, because what we've seen online, like, sometimes it can be quite a rowdy manager at times, obviously in the dressing room and stuff, I've seen clips, but
He's passionate. He's passionate. Look, every manager, trust me, are very rude in the dressing room, especially when the game doesn't go their way. Um, they can shout, they can throw boots at you, they can throw boots everywhere, they can throw water. It's crazy. It's passion, you know. We play football to win game. We play football to feed this kind of feelings, let's say. And he's the kind of guy who really feel it.
yeah. And obviously, you scored a pretty famous goal versus Arsenal. What was that like, that whole day leading up to that moment, and obviously scoring the goal and getting the win?
I was unbelievable. I never saw first of all when I was starting the game. It was my first start. No one could expect us to win that game. No one expected us me to score. And that's the thing, when you put a young player in this kind of situation, you don't feel any pressure because he's got nothing to lose. So he played the best he ever played because he don't have any pressure, and that's the way I played. I think that was the best game I ever played football because I didn't feel any pressure. Um, I would say like if I would go next to my game and I would have been rubbish, nobody would have blamed me. It was Arsenal, but because so I just let myself play and I played the way I wanted to and didn't have any direction. The coach at the time said, Christian, just enjoy, do what you can, and that's the best things he could ever say to me.
Yeah, and obviously that goal will probably never be forgotten by Sheffield United fans. You probably became a hero for them after scoring that goal. But obviously then,
Yes,
what were you saying there, sorry?
yeah, of course. I think the fact that at the time Arsenal was a big team and we just be promoted from the championship. It was a big thing for the fans, for me, for my family.
Yeah, and then obviously you managed to get a move up to Scotland here. You managed to get a move to Hearts. How was that sort of compared to England?
It was a different game. It was a different thing from being uh, the the striker who could go around and play around the striker. I went to this club and became the target man. And when you target man, you actually got the target on your back, and the defender is just see you. And so when you play and you've got one, two defender on you all the time, you need to be very strong. And that wasn't my main quality before. It was more like my speed, my technical. So I had to change the way I played, and that was hard for me. But it's football.
Yeah, and obviously you were saying how different it was. Did you sort of expect it to be different when you were, like, you knew you were going to come here to Scotland?
No, really no. I thought that would be the same for me because I never really watched Scottish football before, so I didn't know. So I thought that would be like kind of British, where you have to make some runs and try to hold the ball. But the thing is, when I was at Sheffield, we had a player, Rob Hulse, who was a target man, which was holding the ball for me to make the runs, and I was quite fast. But when I moved to Sheffield, it was the opposite. I was a target man, so my game was back to the goal. And when you play this position, you get so much kick, you spend so much energy working for the team, and you are not always um, when you get in front of the goal, you spend so much energy holding the ball. Then when you get in front of the ball, you don't have the eyes of the killer
Yeah.
scoring goals. So that was hard for me.
So in Scotland, obviously you would have probably played in an Edinburgh derby. What was that sort of like? Did that sort of like was that sort of different atmosphere for you than you're sort of used to?
Yeah, of course, of course. Well, I played derby before, but this was very special. It was very special to me. And for the fan, they made you feel like you need to be ready. Don't do something stupid. Just give everything you've got. That's what a fan expects from the players. Give everything they've got. You can't always be good. You can't always score 20 goals. You can't always be the best player on the pitch. But as long as you give everything you've got, that's good enough for them.
Yeah, and obviously after that spell at Hearts, you moved to Cyprus and Thailand for spells.
Yeah.
What was that sort of like for you?
Well, Cyprus, I was injured most of the time. I had a problem with I think it was my groin and my knee. So I didn't really play. I didn't really enjoy. There was a lot of corruption, and you never know how you can play, to be honest. So it wasn't really good for me. Thailand, I love it. I spent 2.5 years there, and I love it. The only thing why I came back is because I miss my family, I miss my friends, um, and I needed to come back and close. At the time when I was there, my sister had cancer, so I couldn't do nothing. I was far away. I couldn't see her, and that really broke my heart. So when I had the possibility to come back, I just took it.
Yeah, so was it like a easy choice to come back to Scotland and continue your career here?
Well, when I was injured, it was I wanted to because I wanted to be closer to my family, and I wanted to show that I could come back and play at the highest level again. Um, and I wanted also to show that I left because of circumstances and not because of my abilities. So that's something that I wanted to prove, and I managed to do that.
Yeah, and obviously you got you played with teams like Dundee, Raith, Hamilton. Uh, what sort of club did you enjoy the most when you came back? Was there any that stuck out to you?
You're trying to get me some enemies. Um, no, every club's a different, and I enjoy playing for every single clubs. Dumbarton been nice to me. The fans been nice to me. Unfortunately, the way it ended up wasn't the best way. Rest Rovers, it was amazing. It was amazing. We had average season, which we could do better, but the player was good. The fan was always there. Dundee, I won the league. Obviously, was very very good. And they took me when I came back from Thailand when nobody believed in me. So Dundee FC's got a very very big place in my heart.
Yeah, and obviously more recently you've been playing sort of lower league stuff in Scotland. Was your expectations lower than it actually was for lower league sort of stuff? Like, was it more like physical than you thought it was going to be, or?
No, yeah, obviously it's physical, but I think the lower division you go, the more physical players are because they don't have the same things and you get in a top league, in a top division where players train every day. So obviously they know better their teammates, they know how to move, they know how to. It's different than when you train twice a week. You don't really know your player, and the coach don't have enough time to prepare his team to play the way he really want them to play. So it's different.
Yeah, but do you enjoy it the same as you did when you were playing the sort of higher level stuff? So obviously,
Yes, I do enjoy. The only thing is, I miss the fans, playing in front of a lot of people. I miss that. But I still love it. I love the football, and I love how passionate the people from the Royal League are because they don't do it for money. They do it because they love the game,
yeah.
and that's a huge difference.
Yeah, and obviously right now you're with Peters Hill. How is that going for you right now?
Well, it's been good. We've been doing well. In fact, when I came to the team, we were bottom of the league. Now we are not anymore, but we've got a lot of games in hand. So, but we keep working. We've still got the possibility to stay in this league. So the new coach came, brought the players, and we needed, and we start to pick up points there and there.
Yeah, no, so I've got a few questions there. So, out of your whole career, who was the sort of hardest defender you had to play against?
Vidic
Yeah,
from my United. Yeah.
that's understandable. So, uh, in your career, if you could start it again, what would have you done differently?
I would have signed for AC Milan.
Yeah, aye. When did you get that offer? So,
I had this offer when I was 17, 18, and they offered me a 5 years deal.
why did you sort of turn it down? Was it just, did you feel like going
'Cause-
somewhere else was better for you, or?
no, because my mom told me, and I spent a few years at the academy choice, and they deserve to get paid to get this for what I've done for what they've done for me. So they deserve me to send for them.
Ah, okay. And if you get any plans for the future? Are you just gonna keep trying to play for as long as you can, or?
I think I'm gonna give myself a year and a half. Plus, I'm gonna start to do my coaches badges. I would like to coach one of the team I played with. Also, I'm starting. We try to get a tournament in Africa in 2025. We've got some friendly games in July, August. It's called Tournament of Legends, so they've got big players. We've got Didier Zokora. We're gonna try to get what's his name? Didier Drogba. We're in discussion with so many big players like Ronaldinho, Kaká, to come for friendly games in Ivory Coast, South Africa, Morocco, Nigeria, this August, end of July, August, and then make a big tournament in 2025 who will last 2.5 years. So that's the plan just now. We're working on that.
Yes, that sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
So if you had to pick a team to go and manage, who would you pick? Like for clubs that you've played for.
Well, I would like to. There's three teams that I would love to coach. Be Race Rovers. I would love to coach Rafe. I would love to coach Dundee, and I would love to coach Hearts. Obviously, Dumbarton. Any teams I played with, I would be very happy. But those three teams are very important to me.
Yeah.
And Dumbarton actually as well. Dumbarton. Would love to just Dumbarton.
Yeah, would you ever consider going back to France to do any management there?
You know, it's weird, but when I go to France, I feel like a stranger, like a foreigner when I get there.
Yeah. Is that
Um,
because how long you sort of spent like away from
yeah,
France? Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. My best friend, one of my best friend, is doing his coach's badges. He's working in be in sport just now, and and I think he's going to be a big coach. And I would love to play against him as a coach. We played together twice. We play against each other in Ligue 1, and I would love to play against him as a coach.
Yeah, and is there anyone you sort of take inspiration of for wanting to be a coach? Like, then did it maybe one of your previous managers has made inspired you to want to become a coach? Or
No, to be honest, no. It's just since I'm a little bit out of football, let's say, I see the way some coaches speak to players. I see the way players react to some coaches. I see then even in professional, you don't work enough tactics, and that's what I've done since I've been 13, working on tactics. And I think I've got this knowledge where I play in many leagues for many teams. So I took on board a lot of things from a lot of coaches, and I've got so much to give, and I would love to give that.
yeah, but no, thank you so much for joining me,
You're
Navi. It's been
welcome.
a pleasure.
You're welcome. My
Um,
pleasure.
I no, but that's us there.
Okay,
It's
perfect.
yeah, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
All right.